Hi there, it's Ron. I want to try to make a little video about sobriety, and it's Saturday, May 1st, so may the 1st be with you. um, anyway, um, May 7th is going to make 2 years of sobriety for me. Something I never thought I'd be saying, something I never thought I would even want, because I did enjoy my drinking, something I just never thought I would achieve. But here we are. So we're 6 days away from 2 years, and I'm extremely fucking proud of that. I really am. Just wanted to talk a minute about why I started drinking in the first place when I was about 15, and why I stopped. Now, when I was a kid and a teenager, I started in sports very young. I was about 5 years old when I started in sports. My mom enrolled me in at preschool and kindergarten, enrolled me in just different physical education stuff, like your very basic gymnastics for 4 or 5 year olds, that kind of thing. Nothing real complicated, but it piqued my interest in sports. And then when I discovered basketball at age 6, that was the thing for me. That was the adrenaline shot I needed. So sports was my thing from a very young age, and that really fit me well because I've always been an adrenaline junkie. I still am in a lot of ways, just finding more constructive ways to pursue that. Sports fulfilled that need to a large degree for a lot of years. And then when I got around age 15 or so, and high school, hanging out with our track and cross country team, we were kind of a wild bunch, especially some of the distance runners. So started drinking, and first year or two wasn't that heavily or anything, and it was just like, maybe on Saturday night after cross country or track meets, whatever. But pretty early on, the real reason I was drinking was to kind of kill off my emotions, was to put a damper on all the feelings that I had, because my mom and dad were splitting up, had already split up years before. They were finally finalizing a divorce. My family was just disintegrating before my eyes. It was a very fractured family anyway, very fractured and chaotic. A lot of unhealthy stuff going on with different people addicted to drugs, and just, I know that most families are dysfunctional in some way, but we were really out there. So, for years I was drinking, especially once I started drinking heavily in my late teens. That was just to cover things up. Like Pete Townsend said that when he was alcohol was his drug of choice as well, and Pete Townsend has said many times that he was drinking heavily so he wouldn't feel all those things he was feeling, all those negative feelings and all the chaos within him, and all just how he felt horrible about himself and everything. And I was drinking excessively, to the point where, and it was intentionally to try to destroy myself. My therapist calls it, passive suicide. So I was doing things like drinking excessively, and I mean ridiculous amounts, and then driving home from Greenville Avenue to Mesquite, about 20-minute drive, give or take. Driving home at 3 or 4 in the morning, going twice the speed limit, and running every red light and stop sign. Really crazy shit. While I'm sure my blood alcohol was at least twice the legal limit, maybe more than that, who knows. But and then as life got harder, in 2005, when my dearest friend and soulmate James died, doubled down on the drinking. And 2009, Mom died. 2010, my father died. Now, James and my mom were both very sudden deaths. And, I was what they call a functional alcoholic, where I pretty much never went to work after drinking. In fact, I don't recall ever doing that. I was always sober at work. I would wait until after work. So it was hidden from a lot of people. And just each successive crisis, the more I was isolated, the more I was hurting, the more I was drinking, trying to destroy myself. And then 2013, the Boston Marathon bombings, even more so. Fortunately, I had Pretty Girl, my amazingly beautiful red-nosed pit bull, who had saved me so many times. She was there after the marathon bombings to try to help me stabilize a little bit, and it's starting to rain, so I'm going to finish this up quick. But that kept me going a little bit. But then July 8th, 2013, just less than 3 months after the bombing, Pretty Girl died after a brief illness. So then even more so. I was still running every day, and here we go with the rain. I was still running every day, still working and everything else, but still trying to destroy myself. And the thing just kept on sliding downhill, just over years and years. I thought for sure at some point I was going to die like Bon Scott, where eventually just the alcohol killed me. Bon Scott, for those who don't know, the first lead singer of AC/DC. He died from hypothermia. He fell asleep in a car outside after, I can't believe this. Okay. Well, I'm going to adjust on the fly here for a minute. It's been raining many, many, many inches the last week or so in Dallas, and I mean, we're talking like 12 inches a night or something ridiculous. Well, finally first started getting some therapy in 2016, but I was still drinking heavily, especially since that first shot at therapy that person was not the right therapist for me by a long shot, especially since it was just kind of random conversations. I left that one, and that was 2016. It wasn't until 2017, August, that I found my current therapist, and there was almost immediate improvement. I was still drinking, but not nearly as heavily as I had been. And then, excuse my hand, I'm just trying to navigate this fucking rainstorm. Damn. We've gotten so much rain the last few weeks. Well, it's the best laid plans of mice and men, eh? Where was I at? That's extremely distracting. Well, that I saw immediate improvement with my current therapist, and that was helping me cut back on my drinking. That started August 2017, and doing cognitive therapy, getting real results, getting tools to deal with everything. And the rain's starting up again, so I got to finish. My phone's going to get soaked. Well, anyway, I was progressing a lot, and this is really kind of unexpected. I was progressing a lot. So I finally reached the point that I decided, I was thinking about it more and more, and on May 7th, 2019, that's when I stopped drinking. And one thing that's kind of funny about it, I didn't know right away that it was a final decision that I was gonna stop drinking for good. So I waited a few months. I waited till like 3 or 4 months in to tell my therapist that I had stopped drinking. Really a nice surprise for her. She's like, "Really, you did?" I said, "Yeah, as of May 7th." So we're coming up on 2 years now, and I'm really proud of it. And I just stopped drinking because I didn't want to destroy myself anymore. Sorry, I gotta go. It's about to rain hell out here. Everyone, if you're struggling with things, just ignore the rain. Just keep on keeping on. All right. Remember, we are luminous beings.